Hi friends, how are you today? Would you like to make a snack together? Because I have a great snack that I'd like to make with you. Now if you take a look at my house, you'll see that I do have some, wrong side. I have some decorations up. It's nearly Halloween, and Halloween is my favorite holiday, even more than Christmas. So today, in honor of Halloween, we are going to make a spooky snack. We're going to make our own tortilla chips. Hold on, let's see if I can keep them on the plate while I show them to you. See those? We have a bat, and this one's a headstone, like in the graveyard, and another bat. And these are so simple to make. They really take very little time to prepare, and they take very little time to cook, and they're actually quite tasty. So to get started, the first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And then beyond that, you will need a tortilla or more, depending on how many chips you want to make. A cutting board or a work surface. I'm using a cutting board. Some parchment paper. You will also need a baking dish of some kind. I've got mine right here, and I've lined the inside with parchment paper, which makes it so that your food doesn't stick to the bottom. And I also have a brush and a tiny bit of oil in a container. I have some salt, pink Himalayan salt for the vitamins. And last but not least, I have some cookie cutters. Because this is Halloween, this is a Halloween themed activity, and I wanted to make spooky chips. I chose the gravestone here and the bat. But you can use anything you like, any kind of cookie cutters. You could draw pictures on the tortilla with a food safe marker and then cut them out with scissors. You could just tear your tortilla into pieces. It's really up to you. But for the sake of this activity, we're going to use the Halloween cookie cutters to make Halloween specific shapes. Let's get started. The first thing you want to do is get a tortilla. So let's open this bag. Pull a tortilla out. Now, this is going to work far better with fresh and soft tortillas. If you leave them sitting out for a while or you try to do this with stale tortillas, it won't work as well because they actually get quite dry and quite tough quickly, and that makes it really challenging to cut them with the cookie cutters. So you take your tortilla and put it on your work surface. It really could just be the table. So I've got my tortilla right here on my cutting board. Then I'm going to choose which shape I'd like to do first. I'm going to go with the headstone. So I'm just going to pop that on top of my tortilla. Notice how I start at the edge here? I'm going to start at the edge and go around, because then I'll be able to get more chips out of one tortilla. So let's move this down and you can see me do my work. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to put that right here, and then I'm going to push on top and then wiggle a little bit side to side. Side to side, side to side. Because we missed the top there. Wiggle it side to side. Because these are plastic ones, they're a little bit harder to cut with. The metal, if you have metal ones, they'll probably be a little bit easier. There it is. And I'm going to take it and put it into my dish, which already has a few in it. And for the sake of time, I'll put one in there in my dish. Let's make another one. I'm still here. Let's do a bat. Okay, I got my bat right here. And again, I'm going to go right around the edge. And I'm going to cozy up as close to this last one that I cut out as possible, because I want to get as many chips as I can out of this tortilla. So I'm going to get the bat. You push down really hard and then wiggle back and forth. Slide back and forth. Make my video shake. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And then poof. Oh, this one's a little bit stuck. Let's see. Oh, one little part. There we go. There's my bat. Flap, flap, flap. Maybe some of you live outside of town and you have bat boxes at your house. Maybe you see bats a lot. Okay, I'm going to put that in there and set that aside. Now, kids, what you would do now is you just keep going around and around until your whole tortilla is cut and you're just left with a bunch of pieces like this. and you spread all of your freshly cut shapes out in your dish. So you can see, let's see, of course the light's shining right on it. I'm going to take a look in my dish. You'll see that I've got various bats and headstones in there, and they are ready to go into the oven after one more step. So this is when you want to get your oil right here, and you really only need a tiny bit, and an oil brush. So I'm going to get a little bit of oil in there, just a little bit, and I'm going to brush the top of my chips. Brush one side and then flip it over. Brush. Really only need the tiniest amount. I'm going to brush them all just a little bit. You don't want to soak them. You just want to lightly dust them with oil. And then flip them over and do the other side. Flip, flip, flip. Flip, flip, and brush. Flip and brush. And they're all a little bit shiny with oil. I chose to use grapeseed oil because it has a high burning temperature. And for whatever reason, it's just my favorite oil right now. But you can use anything. Okay, so there they are, all oiled up. And now I'm going to take my salt. And I'm going to put a tiny sprinkle in my hands, like this. See, just a little bit. And then I'm going to dip into what I've got on my hands and pinch some and then sprinkle it over the top. A little bit more. Pinch and sprinkle. See? Now the reason I do that instead of shaking right out of the container is because this way I can't accidentally put on too much salt. Okay, and then I'll put my extra salt aside. You can see my face one more time. And if you can believe it, that's it. That's all you need to do to make your very own tortilla chips. So I would take these and put them in the oven between 5 and 7 minutes. Now, my oven doesn't get as hot, I don't think, as some others maybe, because all ovens are a little bit different. And after about 10 minutes, my chips were still just a little bit chewy. They weren't as crunchy as I liked. So what I did was put them on low broil for a few minutes, and that crisped them right up. Crisped them right up. And again, I'll show you how they looked when they were done. I pulled them out of the oven and let them cool. Oh, this side is where I want it to be. And I got a headstone and a bat and another bat. And they're really good. I actually already ate some of them. And you can dip these in whatever you like. Maybe you want to have them with some salsa or some hummus or some sort of chip dip or something. I don't know, it's up to you. You could even use them to make some spooky nachos with some cheese melted over the top and then bake them again in the oven. Can you believe it was that simple? Thanks for joining me, friends. It was wonderful to work with you, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.